Yo, what up? It's your boy Haas. Welcome back to another episode of Haas TV, dawg. In this video, I just want to address the fear mongering that's going on YouTube and in the news in regard to this pandemic that the world's going through. Everybody and their moms on YouTube right now doing videos. Most of it's conspiracy theories type videos, leaving everybody in the comments of these videos talking about, is the world going to end? Is everybody going to die? Let's just take a deep breath. So I want to let you guys know that the world is not going to die. The universe is not going to collapse. The universe is fine. The planet Earth is fine. Matter of fact, from the global warming, the CO2 emissions, and us running through all the natural environments for the animals, the Earth is finally getting a break from that. The Earth is finally getting a deep breath. The skies are clearing up from the heavily populated areas and the large cities. The planet Earth is doing better than ever. Matter of fact, these few months of us being locked up in the crib across the planet has probably extended the life expectancy of the Earth by forever. So the planet is good. The planet's not going nowhere. So in that regards, no, everybody's not going to die and the world is not going to end. I do got some bad news, but that's going to be in the next video. This video is good news, you know what I'm saying? This video is some good news. Right now it's April 13th, 2020. So this is right after Easter type. I pretty much figured nobody was going to celebrate Easter, but I'm pretty sure somebody did on a sneak. But most of what I want to address in this video is going to be just the good news, right? Let everybody know there's nothing to worry. There's nothing to fear. The world, the planet, Mother Nature, the animals, we all good. Now, there are a few aspects of our society. If you don't know what society means, I'm going to throw that on the screen. And there's a few aspects of our economy that is going to end, believe it or not. I don't want to tell you that, but it's true. And that is what's making you feel like the world is ending. Because society basically is just the constructs of how we know how to live with one another. And with us going through this pandemic and this lockdown, people don't have their normal routine anymore. You wake up, you go to work or you go to school, you get off, you might go work out at the gym, you come home, you walk the dogs, you go to bed. Society gives you a routine to live by, and that routine gives you some sense of security. But with everybody being stuck up in their houses, for the first time since a lot of people were born, they're living in a situation where you don't know what to do at what time. You don't have somebody telling you where to go and when to get there. So that routine's being broken. And for a lot of people, having that routine broken is fucking with their sense of security, so they feel like the world's ended. But the world's not. We are going to make it through this situation. And when we get on the other end, we're going to have to kind of reconstruct society a little bit. And by reconstruct, I mean little slight changes. Instead of having people just walking around the stores, picking up apples, setting it back, picking up mangoes, sniffing it, window shopping, they're probably going to change it to where most of your groceries are just going to be online shopping. Have your food delivered to your house. They might have to reduce the sizes of a lot of classrooms and colleges. They might have to reduce the size of stadiums. Little stuff like that. But these are just little slight changes that society is going to have to use to adapt on a society type basis. But whenever society comes back, when this whole situation blows over, we're going to take a little bit of time out to kind of get a new sense of, a new sense of normal, a new sense of norm. And then once that happens, we're going to have to be given a new routine for a lot of people. Once you have that routine back, your sense of normalness, normality will come back. But for the most part, it's just a waiting process, man. We're just going to have to learn how to adapt. But society will come back. It's not going to be, if you're basing your norm off of how things were, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be different, but it's going to come back. What else? Economy. The economy is fucked out. Okay? Stock market, that joint was tanking like crazy. They had to move it to just online trades, buying and trading. The stock market tanked. Since 2019, when this pandemic kind of started, over 500,000 I want you to peep how big of a number that is. Over 500,000 millionaires have lost that millionaire status. Now what that means is, instead of making and being worth 7 figures, they're now making a worth 6 figures. So 500,000 is a huge number. So you got all these millionaires that are no longer millionaires. They're in that 6-figure tax bracket. And every week, every month that passes by, that number is going to increase. Billionaires being turned into millionaires. Millionaires losing that status, falling to that 6-figure tax bracket. Poor people, they still poor, so ain't not much of a change down there. So the economy's taking a big hit, bro. And with them doing the stimulus package, the economy's finna be super fucked. And that's what they're not telling you. That's a little bit of bad news I do want to drop in this video. Alright, so I'm going to give you an analogy for some of my viewers who might be 8 years old to kind of understand how the economy works. So let's say you have, I'm going to use this for an example. Let's say I pour some soda down in here, right? You take a sip of it, the soda's going to taste good. It's going to taste strong, right? All carbonated and shit snacks. If you add water to it, the more water you add to the soda, the more diluted it gets. The more diluted the soda gets, the less value it has. Now, I use that analogy to paint a picture for you for currency, how currency works. So these numbers are just numbers I'm just throwing out there, base numbers to kind of just paint a picture. These aren't exact numbers, just trying to paint a picture. So let's say in the US, hypothetically speaking, there's $1 billion in circulation. $1 billion in circulation is that fresh soda. In other words, you go to the store, you want to buy a can of soup, that can of soup's $2.50, right? If the government then comes along and then prints off $2 trillion in money and just go buys some military tanks, nothing happens. It's still just $1 billion in circulation. If they print off $1 billion and buys a new building, nothing happens. Still just $1 million in circulation. A can of soup still worth about $2.50. They print off $2 trillion and then gives it straight to the people. Now you have 2 trillion and a billion, 2 trillion, $1 billion in circulation. So when you have that water added to what's in circulation, the concentration of the soda decreases. So now that same can of soup that you were able to buy for $2.50 now costs you $7.50 for that exact same can. 12-ounce can of soup used to cost you $1.50, now costs $2.50. That's called inflation. Inflation happens to a country's currency whenever that currency is based off of nothing, which is how the US dollar is currently ran. This is called fiat currency. And it printed off $2 trillion earlier this year in January. That went to the military, so that's not gonna do nothing. Now they printed out $2 trillion in the stimulus package relief aid, right? So in April, which we're in April, they're giving out checks. And they said that the checks of the $2 trillion between small businesses, big businesses, and to the people, excuse me, the $2 trillion will be given out to the small businesses and to directly to people's cribs, which is basically $2 trillion given directly added to the pool of what's in circulation between April and 4 months, which is August. From April to August is 4 months. It's going to take 4 months for that $2 trillion to be completely added to the amount of money in circulation. So $2 trillion is a crazy large amount of money. So between the stock market tanking like crazy, a lot of businesses closing, the millionaires not having their money, not being able to make and be worth as much money as they used to, 500,000 of them at least at this point of me making this video, and there's $2 trillion being added to the amount in circulation. If they just printed $2 trillion, it wouldn't make a difference because the amount of money in circulation is not changed. They just printed it and they got it stacked up somewhere. But when you print off that amount of money and you just hand it out to people, you have your money inflate. So you have a hyperinflation in the currency. Now, there's no proof of this. You can say, well, give me an example. I ain't got no examples besides this analogy I just showed you. But it kind of paints a picture of what happens when you add to the money that's in circulation. Just like if you add water to some soda. You know, it's a perfect analogy. It's one for one. Now, it might not be as drastic as what I said, $2.50 for a can of soup to $7.50, but it's going to be a change. So that is something you got to look for and kind of prepare for. When this whole pandemic blows over, and it will, the planet is going to be doing great. Reality is going to be doing great. The universe is good. But society is going to have changed. It's not going to be normal. And the dollar, the US dollar, is going to be, it's not going to have as much buying power. So in some aspects, if it's a small or if it's a large difference, the buying power of the US dollar is going to have changed. Something else. Because like I said, most of my viewers are probably 8 years old. Currently, in the U.S., we have a very large population. You know what I'm talking about? I want to say it's around 340 million. This is a super large population for our country. To kind of put it in perspective, our population is 340 million, roughly. The population of Iran, 80 million. So, that gives you an idea. Now, to paint a better picture for you, here in the United States, just the number of people in school, so just the student body, you add up all the people in school, college, high school, middle school, you know what I mean? Our school students, the number of students we have in the U.S. is around 76 million. So just the number of people we have as students, our student body in the United States is almost the size of a whole country's population. So that kind of puts on a scale how populated the U.S. is. So you got around 76 million people in school. That's the students right now. And I'm pretty sure, like always, most of them, if not all of you, who are at the house right now, are trying to be athletes or entertainers. Now I'm gonna tell you something from somebody who's semi-grown. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody who's a young adult type, grown type, not in school type. You know what I'm saying? Whenever this situation smooths over and society's kind of reconstructing itself, trying to build a new norm for the population, athletes and entertainers aren't going to be needed or valued like they used to be. People aren't going to give a fuck. Because it's like, yo, people's grandparents is dying. People that are millionaires is losing their money. People who have small businesses are having to close their doors, let alone go bankrupt. People's whole lives is changing. And the longer this goes, it's going to start effing with people mentally. People getting stressed out. Suicide rates is going up. You know what I mean? No one's talking about how mental health is being affected by this situation. And when all this situation ends, well, before it even ends, where's all the celebrities and athletes right now? All the people coming up in this postponed Olympics, it got pushed back to 2021. All the athletes that's going to be competing in the 2021 Olympics, where they at right now? Hiding out in some bunkers, hiding out in their super big cribs for the rich and famous. How are they helping? What are they doing? Are they up in their mansions making masks for the people down here on the floor, on the ground level? Are they up there in their $1 million cribs with lab coats on, trying to help out and have breakthroughs in science and technology and medicine? No. They're just living lavish. Lifestyle for them probably hasn't changed much. And then when all this blows over, all of us done got hit with the blunt of it. When all this moves over, they're going to come out their rich houses and try to hop right back into the spotlight like we're supposed to care, right? DJ Khaled or some fuck shit talking about, hey, I'm gonna drop some merch. Everybody go out and support me. Go buy my merch. Fuck you and your merch. Where was you at when the world was ending? You know what I'm saying? Mark my words. I bet you money. You like money? I promise you money. 2021 Olympics, when it rolls around, and they pan the camera to the stadium, that stadium's gonna be half empty, if not 3/4 empty. And it's not because people are scared. It's because people's not gonna give a fuck. And if you was one of the students that's at home right now, wanting to be an athlete, wanting to be a cheerleader for one of these athletic teams, yo, cut it out, bro. Because no one's gonna give a fuck about that either. I'm being serious, man. We're realizing as a planet, as a country, what matters and what doesn't matter. And right now, to be honest, professional bowlers doesn't matter. We don't need the youth. You guys are gonna take over. You guys are the next generation. You guys are the world's hope. You know what I'm saying? One of the age groups that's not really affected by this. So you're gonna probably survive. We don't need you guys who are finna inherit the planet pretty much. All 76 million of you at the house right now practicing your tennis swing. We don't need 60 million people at the house spending 3 hours a day practicing their free throw. We don't need 60 million more basketball players, because when the world is finna end, like it looks like it will, but it won't, where the fuck's the basketball players? They hiding. We don't need no motherfuckers hiding. We need motherfuckers on the ground floor getting busy. We need all hands on deck. The rich and the famous, the sport and play entertainers, they're all hiding. We don't need more people at the house training to be people who hide when the shit gets real. All athletes do, all entertainers and musicians do, when shit gets real, they out there hiding right now in they fancy ass cribs where everybody else is on the ground getting busy, hands on deck. You at your house right now, you a student, you want to be on the wrestling team, you want to get a scholarship for college for the long jump. Yo, fuck the long jump, huh? Fuck the football team, fuck baseball, bitch. Fuck the Olympics, bitch. You see what I'm saying? What the fuck is an athlete? Athletes and entertainers and actors, when shit get real, they go hide. That's what they doing right now. You don't see them in Congress. You don't see them in the hospitals trying to help. They on Instagram Live being stupid. Fuck that, man. People ain't gonna, when this all blows over, the people who left, they ain't gonna give a fuck about no entertainer, about no actor. They getting paid 30 million, 40 million. And if you Mike Tyson or you Floyd Mayweather, $250 million, $500 million, we buying their merch. We supporting them. We donating money to them. But when shit get real, when the world really needs them, where they at? Hiding. Cracking jokes on Instagram. Nah, bro. The world doesn't need 75 million more tennis players, 7 million more basketball players. The world don't need that. Nobody's finna give a fuck about that, bro. Dead ass. We need more doctors. That's what we gonna need. We're gonna need more teachers, more mentors, more scientists. We're gonna be needing to have breakthroughs quick. Back-to-back breakthroughs in technology, breakthroughs in medicine, breakthroughs in astronomy, quantum physics, breakthroughs in how to keep the skies clear, because we finally got the CO2 emissions under wrap. We need to keep it under wrap. We don't need the doors to open back up for people to go outside and the CO2 come right back, right? So we're going to need scientists and engineers. That's what the world's going to need. People on the ground floor. People ready to get busy. All hands on deck. We're not going to need the students. All you students at the crib right now, I'm talking to y'all. Y'all want to be athletes. I'm telling you. Athletes, the future of athletes is done. Nobody's finna give a fuck. The Olympics, the stadiums is finna be half to 3/4 empty. I promise you money. You like money? Ain't nobody finna be in that bitch, bro. And it's not because they scared. It's because they're not going to give a fuck. So don't you be giving a fuck. Wasting your time. 3 hours, 4 hours a day. Now that you got this free time, you can spend all these hours a day practicing what? Your long jump, the high jump, trying to get a new record, trying to break the record for the 40-yard dash. We don't need that broken. We don't need that record broken. If you want to have a breakthrough in something, have a breakthrough in science, math, medicine. That's what we need. Technology. That's what we need breakthroughs in. We don't need the next person coming out of high school having a breakthrough for the highest jump, the best dunk. Nobody's finna give a fuck about that, bro. We got people have elderly parents and elderly homes. I don't know what they call them joints, but people got their parents and grandparents up in them joints. They can't even see them. They can't even check on them. A lot of these elderly people dying like left and right. You know what I mean? Up in them homes. Shit's getting real, bro. And we're gonna make it out on the other side, and the planet's doing good and shit. But we gotta reprioritize what matters, what we need to be focusing our attention on, and what we don't need to be focusing our attention on. Okay? A lot of farmers, like a whole bunch of farmers, are running on hard times, going out of businesses, having to sell their farm. A lot of farmers committing suicide, bro. And that's how the whole country and the whole world eats, is through the farmers. And we got all these farmers dying. People think like agriculture is like simple. It's not. Ask your friends who plant and grow weed. Agriculture is not simple. It's a science to it. And all these farmers out there that's closing their farms, selling their farms, committing suicide, when they leave, either through suicide or through leaving out the business, they're taking that knowledge with them. So if we do hit a famine, if the world does enter a famine like the Bible predicts, it's not going to be because there's a lack of food. It's going to be because there's a lack of knowledge on how to grow food. Because the planet is huge. The planet is vast. There's over 57,255,000 square miles of just land. I mean, we can't use all of that for planting because 14 million square miles is hills and mountains, and 4,861,000 square miles of it is deserts. So there's not a whole lot of useful land. Somewhere around 29 million square miles of land, which is useful. But long story short is there's a lot of land. You know what I'm saying? So if the world encounters a famine, it's not because there's not enough resources. It's because there's not enough knowledge of what to do with those resources. So if you're saying to yourself, I've been practicing my free throw for 3 hours a day. What am I going to do with this window that just opened up since I can't be a basketball player anymore? Learn how to plant. Learn how to grow things. Learn how agriculture works, because that's going to be super useful for not only your family, but for the world. And while you're there with your family, utilize that time, man. A lot of people's family is composed of a lot of fuck niggas, unfortunately. Excuse my French. But a lot of people's family is not worth a damn. But you got to work with your family while you got a lot of time there with them. Get to know them. Because the time of the one-man wonders is over. There's not going to be any more of that. Moving forward in the future, a little heads up, it's not going to be any more of that in the future. Of one person like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, where just one person comes from rags to riches and they just become super successful on their own. These one man wonders, one woman wonders. No. Moving forward, the only people who are going to be successful are people who learn to work together, people who learn to work as a team. And primarily, you will want your team to be composed of family. But a lot of people's family ain't worth a damn. So friends will probably be your next best bet, people you grew up with. But definitely learn how to work as a team, whether that be with your friends or whether that be with your family. Because moving forward, having that team and working as a team, working as a council, are how people and families and groups are going to be successful. Just being one person who works really hard and gets successful, it's not really going to be like that anymore, man. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to rent it out and I'm going to take, $30 and I'm going to invest in the stock market. If you're working by yourself, nah. Try to get 6 to 8 like-minded people, and then you guys learn to work together, and you will find yourself becoming way more successful. This was information that was good back in the day when things were how they were. And when we get our new sense of norm, once this pandemic blows over, you'll see that that's going to be the only way to get successful in the future. So take these notes out of that. Long story short, though, man, relax, bro. The world's not going anywhere. The world's doing better than ever. The world's not going anywhere. So relax. Everybody's not finna die. We might have 100,000, 200,000 deaths globally, but for the most part, it's still gonna be like 7.5, 8.5 billion people. Like, the population is not going nowhere. The only thing's changing is the economy and society. So just man up, all hands on deck, prepare to adapt. And stop being out here thinking you finna be the next millionaire because you went pro bowling, huh? You played billiards, you made $100,000 or something. No. Entertainment, sports, that shit's a wrap. That shit's done, all right? Fuck that. Nobody's finna give a fuck about that. So your dreams of being an athlete, throw that shit in the bag, bro. Same thing with video games. The youth, man, you guys is next up. You guys finna have to take over, son. Playing Fortnite is cool, but we don't need 76 million of y'all playing Fortnite. We need a handful of y'all learning how to plant. Another handful of y'all learning politics, huh? Another handful of y'all learning how to clean water, how to stop all the CO2 from coming back when we hop back in our whips. That's what we need, man. I want y'all to keep y'all spirits up. Keep your mental health up, you know what I'm saying? Read a book. Talk to your boy. Shit, talk to each other in the comment section. Shit. Ah! But hey, keep your spirits up. Keep smiling. Just ride this thing out, man. It'll blow over in like 6 months. Peace.